Welcome to Little Hearts for Jesus, where children will learn stories of the Bible, saints, moral stories, and many other wonderful things. Please like and click to subscribe. Long ago, in a land filled with rolling hills and sunny valleys, two mighty armies stood on opposite hills, ready for an exciting but scary battle. The Israelite soldiers trembled with big, nervous hearts as they faced the fierce Philistines across the way. In the valley below, a giant named Goliath stomped forward with thunderous steps, his shiny armor gleaming like giant metal mountains under the bright sun, and his enormous spear looking as thick as a tall tree trunk. Boys and girls, imagine being one of those scared soldiers. What would you do if a huge bully shouted at your whole family? Would you hide or feel brave inside?
Every morning and every evening for 40 long days, Goliath roared his loud, booming challenge across the valley. "Send one brave man to fight me. If he wins, we will serve you. But if I win, you will serve us." The Israelite army shook with fear like leaves in the wind, and no one stepped forward to face him. This giant seemed unbeatable and super strong, but God had a surprise plan ready with a very small boy who loved him with all his heart. Can you guess who that special boy might be? Far away in the peaceful green fields, young David was happily taking care of his father's fluffy sheep. He was the littlest brother in his family, but he had already faced scary lions and big bears with only his simple sling and his strong trust in God. David sang joyful songs to the Lord while he watched the sheep, learning that even when he felt small and alone, God was big and strong right beside him every single day. Boys and girls, have you ever sung a song when you felt a little scared? One sunny day, David's father sent him on a special trip to the battlefield with yummy food for his older brothers who were soldiers. When David arrived and heard Goliath's loud, mean voice echoing again, the soldiers ran and hid behind rocks and trees. But David's heart burned with courage like a warm campfire. He asked with wonder, "Who is this giant who dares to make fun of God's army?" David's big faith was already starting to shine brightly like a star. David's brothers were angry and told him to hurry home, but King Saul heard about the brave shepherd boy. Saul said with worry, "You are too young and small to fight that giant." David answered with a big smile, "I have protected my sheep from lions and bears because God helped me every time. This giant will be no different because God is with me." Children, when have you felt small, but knew God could help you do something big and amazing? Saul tried to put heavy, clanky armor on David, but it was way too big and made him feel like he was wearing a giant metal box. David said kindly, "I cannot fight with these heavy things. I will use what God has already given me." He picked up his simple sling and chose 5 smooth, cool stones from the sparkling stream. With just those stones and his great faith, David marched toward the giant, while everyone watched in wonder and surprise. Goliath laughed a big, booming laugh when he saw little David. "Am I a dog that you come with sticks?" David called back loud and clear with courage, "You come with sword and spear, but I come in the name of the Lord. Today everyone will know that God saves his people." The giant charged forward, but David ran straight toward him, trusting God with every brave step. What do you think will happen next, friends? David swung his sling around and around, faster and faster, until it whirred like a happy bird. The stone flew through the air like a speedy bird and hit Goliath right in the forehead with a loud thump. With a mighty crash, the giant fell flat on his face in the dust. The whole valley grew quiet as everyone held their breath. David had not won because he was the strongest. He won because he believed God could do anything wonderful. The Philistine army ran away in fear, like scared rabbits, and the Israelite soldiers cheered with joy and danced around. David had beaten the giant everyone else was afraid of. Boys and girls, remember this. When you feel like the little guy facing a big problem at school or at home, you can have the same big faith David had. God is always ready to help you too. Later, David became a great and wise king, but he never forgot that amazing day in the valley. He learned that God does not care how tall or strong we look on the outside. He cares that we trust him with all our hearts. Next time you feel scared or too small, Take a deep breath and tell God you believe He is bigger than any giant you might face. As the sun set over the happy valley, David thanked God for giving him courage. The soldiers celebrated with songs and feasts, and everyone learned a wonderful lesson about faith. David's story spread far and wide, showing kids and grown-ups that even the smallest person can do great things with God's help. Can you think of a time when trusting God made you feel strong inside? Dear God, thank you for teaching us that little people with big faith can do amazing things every day. Help us to trust you when we feel afraid or worried. Please give us courage like David to face our problems with your strength and love. We love you, Lord, and we know you are always bigger than any giant. Amen.
Thank you for watching Little Hearts for Jesus. Remember to like, subscribe, and share these stories with your family and friends. God bless you.